Hello everyone, my name is Protesilaos, also known as Prot. Just to provide you with another status update on the hut project. Today is Sunday and there is no construction work. My co-worker who is helping me put together the metallic skeleton is taking a day off, which is understandable. I don't have any coaching work this morning, so I thought I would do the same. However, this seldom works. I stay home for a little bit, I try to keep myself busy, but then I eventually get bored. So I absolutely have to do something. And the best way to expend all that energy is to do some work. So what I did is I came to the place where the hut will be built, and I decided to work on the hillock that is right beside the hut. I want to use this hillock for my own needs. I will most probably install the solar panels on top of it, and in the future, if I ever get a tank for water, I will also place it there. Let me show you what I have been up to this morning. So I switched to my rear camera and I have been digging through the mountain, through the hill over here, those stairs. The lower level here is done. This is the first one where I just placed some stones in it, stones that I removed from inside the hill, so I don't actually carry them from elsewhere. So there is that. You can see my tools over here. Actually, they are not all my tools, some belong to my neighbor, but anyhow. And here is the last piece that I did. This was actually very tall. So the stairs, as you can see, are about, this is like 40 centimeters maybe in height. So there is that. This one over here is probably a meter deep that I have already dug. And you can see how much, you can imagine rather, how much that is in terms of kilos of soil already removed, and you can get a sense already of how tall these are, because this one here is about I don't know, 70 centimeters, something like that. So it has to be brought to about half its height down there. So you can get again a sense of how much work I have to do to straighten this. And the idea here is that I have to remove all this vegetation that is here. You can see it's overgrown with vegetation. We have canes, we have lots of unidentified flowers. I can see some vines here. These are probably many decades old, or actually no, these look like new because these don't seem to have been planted here. These seem to come. Oh, that will be very interesting. So probably there is a root somewhere deep in there, and what happens is that the vine tries to find the sun in order to survive, and there is where its leaves will appear. So I won't be surprised if I go somewhere down there and I will find it down there. By the way, you can hear the water, the stream is nearby. And up there is the almond tree, and there are actually more than one almond trees. And over here is the beaten path that I used to walk up and down. But of course, having just a beaten path is no way to go, because I need to have wide stairs for me to be sure that I can take the solar panels up there. Otherwise, I risk injury through sliding. Anyhow, let me show you what the idea is. So here I have done this part, but I want to widen it to about twice the width, or 3 times the width down there. So what I have to do is I have to use the pickaxe, here is a pickaxe, to dig through the mountain. However, before doing it with the pickaxe, I have to use a smaller tool, like this one over here, to scratch, as it were, the surface. And the reason I have to scratch the surface is because all this vegetation here makes it difficult to work with the pickaxe. You must first scratch the surface to remove the roots from the top, and only then can you use the pickaxe. This is the idea. Otherwise, the pickaxe gets caught in the roots and then you cannot do any sort of work. This is the idea. And of course, doing it with one hand now is not a good idea. Up, I almost fell. but that's okay. So here is the idea, and then of course remove all that and then use the pickaxe to dig through the mountain. Maybe I can dig a little bit to give you a sense of what has to be done here. Let me hold it. Of course, holding the pickaxe with one hand is already tough because these are tools that are heavy, and the pickaxe has to be heavy, otherwise it won't get the job done. So this is the idea, folks. Oh my goodness. So there are a lot of stones here. With one hand, of course, I cannot break through them, but I always do it. When I have both hands, I always do this. Maybe I can show you. And then, oh wow, look at this. Oh, ta-da-da-da. And you get, this is very, very nice. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. You pull out these gems over here, and then you use them to make the stairs. And let's do this. And then, of course, you have to continue digging, breaking the soil here, and then remove it with the shovel. But okay, I cannot do it with one hand, but you get the idea. Let me switch to my camera. So this is the idea, folks. A lot of work. Just let me be careful because the tools are right where I stand. So a lot of work, tough job, but very important for my quality of life here. I need it for the solar panels, and eventually if I install a tank for the water, and I also need to clear the hillock for fire prevention. Make sure that there is no grass here that catches fire easily. It's very important. So that's a lot of the work here, folks. A lot of tough work. It's very warm already, but it's important work. It has to be done for sure. It cannot be avoided. In conclusion, folks, just a thought about the will to do stuff. Where there is a will, people can really move mountains. You can just use some basic tools, Stone Age tools, and just put in the work, and eventually you cut through mountains. You do whatever you want. Nothing can stand in your way. Of course, you have to do it with respect. You have to do it in a way that does not destroy the environment, and you do not take more than what you give back. So of course here I will be removing grass, I will be removing vegetation, but elsewhere I will be planting trees, I will be planting more grass, I will let it grow, and I will simply make sure that I preserve the balance in the wider area. I also plan to do it outside the confines of my land in the wider area. I want to take care of the oaks. I want to take care of lots of other trees that need attention. That's all for today, folks. Thank you very much for your attention. Take care. Goodbye.